Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing.
A routine food pickup turns deadly. This is what we're going to talk about today. Hey, it's your sister Roland. All I need is a few minutes.
The mother and son are now charged, both of them. Elizabeth Matthews joins us now with more on this developing story. Elizabeth?
Yeah, not only that, mom, who's accused of giving those shoot-kill orders, is now being held on $3 million bail. Part of the shooting were actually captured on this restaurant's surveillance video, which helped the witnesses identify the suspects to police. So this all happened Sunday night, police tell us, just after 11 o'clock, about 11:05 p.m. 35-year-old Carlishia Hood and her 14-year-old son arrived at the Maxwell Street restaurant on South Halstead at 117th. Hood went in for food. Her son waited in the car. Prosecutors say that's when she began arguing with this man, 32-year-old Jeremy Brown, who was also inside ordering food at the time. Hood began texting her son, who appeared in the doorway, hands in his pockets. A fight became physical between Hood and the victim. The victim was able to punch the woman once. That's when prosecutors say the boy pulled out and fired a single shot to the victim's back, followed him outside, kept firing, striking him in the back.
Once outside of the restaurant, while the co-defendant was sitting at the victim, the defendant instructed her son, the co-defendant, to continue to shoot him. Once the co-defendant finished victim, the defendant turned her focus towards witness one. She began pointing at witness one and instructing her son to shoot her.
So this incident happened on June 18, which was a Sunday at 11 p.m. at this restaurant called Maxwell Street Express. So a lot of things can be true at the same time, right? Because one thing I don't like about this internet, especially when it has to deal with a particularly black man, black woman, no matter what happened, this sides with the man just because maybe he's a man, he could relate. This side sides with the woman or whatever because they could relate to them. They have been through the same situation, but nobody tries to point out certain stuff to teach a lesson so that this doesn't continue to happen. And this is why this continues to happen. So many things was wrong in this video, so many things. So if you saw this guy, the snippet that I saw, the news tried to say that he hit her once. He hit her more than once. For you as a 32-year-old man, think that it's okay to do this in public with witnesses. What do you do behind closed doors? What did he do behind closed doors? And he had a girlfriend. And that's one of the reasons why the allegedly Carlishia Hood told her husband, husband, y'all, because sometimes y'all treat these sons like your husband, to go after the lady because allegedly the lady was laughing. So how dare you laugh if this is true? How dare you laugh? You're a woman too. He's putting his hands on you. You could have stopped him. But misery likes company, because if supposedly he's also putting hands on her, and then now, at least I'm going to get a break today. Well, because they probably thought he was going to still be alive. I'm going to get a break today. So whatever. And the thing is, all those people that was in that place, nobody said, young man, just leave it alone. Or, ma'am, just hurry, get your stuff, because he was telling her, the decedent was telling her, ma'am, get your food. But nobody else said anything. They were just standing there, and whoever was standing there recording, yes, the recording was helpful, but nobody said a word. Nobody talked to her. Ma'am, just leave, just leave, just leave it alone, just leave it alone. Nobody said to him, young man, just leave it alone. Don't do that. It's not worth it. It's not. Nobody said a word. Wow. And because this is the world that we're living in, it is not good. You have to choose your battle. It is not good to be going back and forth with people. We have to address the issue of women. The Bible calls contentious women. They have to get the last word. They have to. And this is all women. All women do stuff like this. But I'm gonna say black women because that's who I grew up with. Not all black women are like that, but there are some women. They have to get the last word. And we have been programmed in a sense to, men aren't this, they ain't no good, you smarter than them, you could do what they can do, you could do better. That's what you're being programmed to. The first thing my mother taught me was, it doesn't matter how small a man is, how skinny a man is, you don't ever think that you can win against him. Don't ever think you can fight against him, because you're gonna lose. But you can't tell women that. You can't tell them. And then the thing is, when something like this happens, if you don't side with the woman, no matter what she did, they don't listen, stay away from people like that, because that means they condone, and nobody's condoning what he did. What he did was absolutely disgusting. And the fact that he came out of a woman for you to do something like this, he's an animal. And look what happened to him. Because a person like him should not be walking among sane people. And some may say that he should not be walking amongst the living, hence why he's no longer here. Because now, people are upset, because they watch the video, and they're wondering, why did they get arrested? Now, when he was doing all this, because she did. And this is the thing, why women keep on putting, they say they care about these men in their lives, these young men, these boys in their lives, but yet y'all keep on putting them in situations where they could harm their life. A lot of women do that, but nobody want to say that. Oh, you can't say no, you can't point that out. You have to say, oh yeah, he was wrong. Yes, he was wrong, but she was wrong too. Why are you calling your son? Why are you texting your son? But why? Because you think your sons is your husbands. That's why you calling your husband. That's why, because I looked on her page, I didn't see a man. Maybe they not together, but some women treat their sons as their husbands. You having an altercation with somebody, why are you texting your son that's in the car? You could have just hurry, get your food, go back in the car. We wouldn't have been doing this story right now. Because you have to call out all wrongs, but nope. Let's put a blind eye. Girl, don't look over there, because she's a woman. Whatever she did, it does not matter. We can't keep her whole accountable. Let's look over here to Jeremy Brown. He wrong. He this. He that. Don't look at what she's saying. How are you supposed to help the younger generation, the young women who encounter men like Jeremy Brown? Because he's not the only Jeremy Brown. There are men just like him that don't mind putting hands on a woman in public with witnesses, that don't mind if you step on his shoe, you give him an attitude, because once you respond to them, it's an attitude. They don't mind riding around your block and taking you out. How are you going to prepare, or stay away from them and stuff like that? Stay away from them. But that all? Some women, yes, they will heed to that, but some women, we know they don't listen. They have to get the last word. Sometimes I've encountered women going back and forth with men. I say, girl, leave that alone. They curse you out. They curse you out. Why she is being charged is because when he was putting hands on Carlishia, and then the son fired at him and hit him in his back. Had he left it there, we wouldn't have been doing the story. Yes, they probably would have been, have maybe hold them, interrogate them for hours or whatever, but they would have to let them go, because that would be self-defense. It might be some tricky areas, because how a 14-year-old have this weapon on him, it might be true, but they wouldn't have been charged with murder, having to pay a $3 million bond, and we wouldn't have been here had he just left it there. But when women are raising boys, that's you have they don't know how to control their emotions, because they don't have a man in the house or close by or in their lives or whatever involved. Sometimes they have a father, but the father's not really involved in their life to show them how a man controls his emotions, his anger inside him. But child, you can't say that, oh, it's not the woman's fault. What about the man's fault? Yes, that's why I said the man is not in his life to show him. So, but you can't say stuff like that. So had he just left it there and go tend his mom, call the police, call the whoever you need to call, we wouldn't have been here. But he pursued. He allegedly, let's say, allegedly pursued. I think they have it on camera. Him pursuing the man ran away. And granted now, he might have ran away while he's running away, saying, "Oh yeah, you got me. I'm gonna get my strap." Probably run into the car to come back and think maybe that's why the young man pursued him. But then allegedly the mother pointed at the girlfriend, who they said allegedly was laughing, because all these stuff is allegedly, and said to the son allegedly that take her out. How do you explain stuff like this? It doesn't make any sense. Yes, that man was wrong for putting his hands on her. Yes, he was wrong for going back and forth with her, and because I don't know, we don't even know what even started the argument. Cause that's a mystery. So he was wrong for putting his hands on a woman, hitting her all those times, going back and forth with her. She was also wrong. You're an adult. That's a 14-year-old. He's a minor. Why the heck you calling, texting your son you having an altercation with another adult? What sense does that make? But you can't say that. Oh my goodness, you can't. Then you marked as an enemy of the womanhood. Are you serious? You know how much this happens every single day, but not all of these stories make the news. How women put the men in their lives in danger. They in danger. They have something with some type of quarrel. Sometimes they started, sometimes they didn't start it. They call their brothers, they call their daddy, they call their sons, they call this, they call their cousin, they call this, they call their friend, their male friend, put their lives in danger. Because you emotional. You react emotional, you call in an emotional way, you going back and forth with you have no controls over your emotions. That's why we always get in these type of stories. You have some women have to get the last word. Some men, they have to get the last word too. Nobody wanted to just leave it alone. She going at it with him, he going at it with her. Nobody wanted to leave it alone, because both of them had to get the last word. Now you have a 14-year-old. They probably put him in juvenile. Now you in jail. Even though people could hope everything works out, we don't know, because how things are rolling out, it doesn't look good. Where, let me look here. Okay, forget the food. I'm gonna go someplace else. But nobody want to leave it alone. No, nobody could. Jeremy didn't want to leave it alone. Carlishia didn't want to leave it alone. Because where she was parked, I'm sure the son didn't know what was going on until she texted him. Now here we are today. But child, you can't say that. No, he wrong. That's all it is. He hit her all those times. That's all that matters. But she's in jail. What did you learn from this? This is a very triggering event. But what did you learn from it? When you see a guy, you always like to go back and forth with people. Are you going to think twice? But no, you're not going to think twice. That gives you more fuel. That's going to give you more fuel. Oh, because now you want to, I guess, do revenge for Carlishia. Oh, this time I'm going to be strapped, because I'm going to take him out. He's not going to put hands on me. I'm going to take him out before. That's your mentality. That's a lot of women's mentality. When they see something like this, they don't get to learn. Say, oh, now, no, he's not going to get the best of me. I'm going to take him out. And sometimes it may work. Sometimes it may not. Because just like you carrying, some people saw the other person carrying. Why don't we just walk away? Choose your battles. Have discernment to know, I think this one I should, yeah, I like to go back and forth with people, but this one I think I should leave it alone. Yes, I am licensed to carry, but I don't want to go through the hassle. But no, nobody will leave stuff alone. That's why we always gonna have stories like this. Anyway, that's all I had to say on this situation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.